I want to show you something here. See that waveform? Okay, yeah, nothing special. Like 90 volts at the cell, just barely starting to get production. But what I want to point out here in my new secondary winding here is that when I have it bifilar wound, but when I have it connected in a dual mode is the only way I'm able to get voltage at my cell. My preliminary thoughts are that I wound this with too many windings, there's just too much resistance, yada yada. The thing is, like, I believe in my previous videos I had this in a bifilar mode, not a dual mode, and getting great results. So I did wind this with 15 winds back and forth, 15 repetitions rather, so maybe that is more than our standard secondary coil was, so I have to maybe wind another one here with fewer coils to see what happens. We're going to hook up, these are currently just the opposite wound single file. Right now I'm going to bifilar wind these things or connect them and see how it progresses. Much more pronounced sawtooth here with that bifilar wind. That was just the secondary inductor, I believe. Could be wrong. I have both bifilars connected. This resistor's getting piping hot though. I mean, putting just a dab of hot glue on these things is a great idea for like thermal protection, I guess. You could smell the hot glue starting to melt. If it gets too hot, that's your indication that you're burning your resistor.
This is Stand Revenge.
What is going on here? I'm consuming not even an amp here. Going over like 10 volts gets me this crazy waveform that just goes out of control right there. And then whoa, hang on. Just weird. Like, yeah, it starts to like grow like right there. It peaks. So strange. It's also extremely silent at this frequency of 48 kilohertz. Oh wow, we're up there. Here we go. Assuming 3 amps, we get 126 volts right there, 200 milliamps, and production definitely starting here. Interesting. Definitely have a, I guess, resonance scenario here, about 17 kilohertz. Definitely achieving a voltage level where there's production. Let's see how this guy's holding up. It's toasty, but not melting like the other one. We got 20 ohm resistor on that. Just for giggles, I put a 100 ohm. No real effect, I don't think, on anything. But let's pause this here for a sec. Just take a look at this waveform here. Crazy, just kind of scattered, double pulse, maybe. Pulse during the on time. Maybe we should mess around with this a little bit and see if we get frequency better. 134, nice. Now look at this craziness grow here. Got some craziness happening. I think these bifilar inductors here are really doing the job. Let's investigate further. Inductors and coils seem to be pretty nominal temperature. MOSFETs staying nice and cool. Wow, look at this sweet spot here in this frequency. This just goes insane. Still hovering about 137 volts at the cell. Whoa, that was weird. Voltage went up as I went down. I know it's just the waveform changing. Like right here between check this out. This is like 8 volts, 9 volts, 12 volts, 14, like some crazy huge jump. And I keep backing it down. Here, look at this. It's like 8 volt. Get to a certain point, bam. And I can back it off, and it still stays like that. Weird. Interestingly enough, with this 1 kilo ohm resistor as compared to my 100 ohm resistor, I'm able to achieve voltages up to 132, whereas 126 previously. Man, I've got some serious wigging out here, though. I'm sure I'm just burning up a hole, but I gotta find out where it's burning so I can make better transformers. Okay, I basically wired the inductors up just as single bifilar wrap, so each inductor's single wound, but both inductors are bifilar wound together, separated between the two. I do not know what direction they are wound. I have to do some research, as I didn't mark my thing, so I gotta find out which one. But at any rate, been able to achieve 140 volts at the cell here. Let's crank that on to see that waveform. 139 volts, 140 volts. Nice. 380 milliamps, but I've got, you'll see the green is on the positive and blue. I've got this reversed here. It's 140 volts. I have it reversed, and I still have I guess 142 volts there. Pretty interesting. 5.1 amps consumed. This way I have a little bit, I think, less power consumption. And man, these guys are just chugging right away. Interesting. My transformer is definitely frying here, but I want to make sure it burns really well so I can identify where it needs more insulation. Let's torch it. I smell it frying now. Like an Aztec death whistle. More frying. I think that's enough torture for one day. Time to take her apart and see what the damage is. So yes, torture test complete here. I think we pretty much melted this thing. We're gonna see what damage we've done. That's kind of what I forget about printing with PLA instead of ABS. Much more susceptible to heat.
This is Stand Revenge.